Alontae Taylor is an absolute star, and if that wasn't apparent to you last year when he locked up Devontae Adams in his second game ever as a pro, then it should be now with how well he has played to start this season. On this first play here against the Green Bay Packers, Alontae Taylor is going to be lined up over the slot receiver, and he's going to have him in man-to-man coverage, and you can see when this ball is snapped, that's where Love wants to go, but Taylor just has such good coverage, and he sticks to his man all the way down the field, and that forces Love to have to scramble for a short gain. And in this next play here, you can see Alontae Taylor again lined up in the slot, but you can see his eyes on the quarterback, and the Saints are actually going to send him on a slot blitz and just misses the quarterback, almost gets a sack. And this is important because later on in the game, the Saints go right back to this. And in this play here, Taylor is going to drop into zone coverage, and he does such a nice job of reading the quarterback here. You can see right about now, as soon as Jordan Love throws that ball, Taylor is already breaking on the receiver. He gets there for a pass breakup to force the incompletion. And here Taylor is lined up at the top of your screen over that receiver, and that receiver is just going to try to run a little out route, but Taylor is once again having none of it. He gets there for the pass breakup once again. Another beautiful play from Alontae Taylor. And again, this time at the top of your screen, that receiver is going to try and run a fade route up the sideline. But once again, Taylor is just on him like a blanket. And this is such a good example of perfect timing. Watch Taylor not panic when he sees the receiver react to the ball, times the jump perfectly, and causes yet another pass breakup for another incomplete pass. And here it is. We talked about it earlier. Earlier in the game, they sent Alontae Taylor on the same slot blitz, and he missed Love, but this time he was not going to miss. He gets him down. Didn't quite get the tackle, but thankfully the referees actually blew the play dead. Listen, Alontae Taylor is not the biggest guy out there in the world, but man, he plays like he is 25 pounds heavier than he actually is. And as I say that, I'm right on cue. Watch him come up here and play the run like he's a 255-pound linebacker. Gets the tackle for loss, again on what looks like was another designed blitz for him. But nice job by him getting in the backfield and tackling in the running back for a loss of yards. And here he is in the slot against Romeo Doubs, who is arguably the Packers' best receiver. Doubs is going to just run this slant route here, but he's going to try to put some moves on Taylor before he breaks into it. But Taylor is not having any of it. Watch how he keeps his hips square, shoulder square, doesn't bite on any of the moves. And as soon as he sees Doubs break on his slant, he breaks on the ball as well. And it's getting redundant at this point, but he again forces another pass breakup. And here he is again in the slot, okay? And the Saints are going to be in man-to-man coverage. And this receiver right here is going to run a slot fade. And this route is so hard to defend in man coverage just because of all of this space that you have to work with, right? This receiver has all of this room to win on this route because this receiver right here is pretty much just a decoy to take this guy out of the play. And the Saints have one deep safety back, but he's just not going to be able to make it over here in time. So this right here is all Alontae Taylor. And Taylor is actually lined up here with inside leverage, which just makes it that much more difficult to defend this route, which makes this even more impressive that he was able to make a play on the ball. I mean, just again, perfect coverage from Taylor. He ends up getting the pass breakup with his foot, but the fact that he was in, positioned enough to even make a play on the ball at all is just, I mean, I can't express enough how impressive this play truly was. Probably my favorite play that he made the entire game, and he made plenty of them. And I know somebody watching this is going to be like, well, what about the flag that he had to get the Packers in scoring range? Well, to me, this is a ticky-tack call because, first of all, I don't like rewarding underthrown passes. And to me, it just looks like they're both hand fighting and the receiver has to break back on the ball. I guess, by letter of the rule, this is a flag. But again, to me, I'm not faulting Taylor for that. It is what it is. Here's kind of an even better look at it right here. I mean, you can see they're both hand fighting. And then, it's just an underthrown ball. Just to end the video, this is the long pass that he gave up towards the end of the game. And look, the Packers won this game fair and square. The Saints choked, right? But to me, if you call that earlier flag on Taylor, you got to call that offensive PI on this slot receiver right here. But it was a really good catch by him nonetheless. I honestly think if Taylor continues to play as good as he has played so far this season, if he continues that towards the end of the year, then people will have no choice but to mention him in the upper echelon of corners with the Lattimores, the Diggses, the Ramseys. I think he's playing that well, and I think he has that type of potential. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. If you want to subscribe, do it. If not, that's cool too. Peace.